Hey, how's it going, everyone? Scarlett is finally here. We've been speculating about this character for quite a while. We've been thinking that she would be pretty powerful, and she definitely is. I decided to take mine all the way to 7 stars, and in my opinion, I think she would deserve to be in the platinum tier for my character tier list, which, by the way, I'm going to be updating soon. But yeah, she is an amazing, very versatile tank that works in quite a variety of teams. Of course, she's really meant to work in a full Buccaneer team, and that's really where she's going to shine, but she will still work in non-full Pirate teams. And the reason she works so well in a full Buccaneer team is mainly because of her passive ability, which will give her huge defense boosts if you pair her with other pirates, and specifically Buccaneers. So at the start of the battle, she'll gain 6% defense for each pirate hero on the team, so that can be a maximum of 30%, and then whenever another hero falls below 50% health, she will taunt for 1 turn, and if that hero was a Buccaneer, she will gain defense up to for 1 turn as well, and defense up to is an additional 30% defense. That's a total of 60. And then whenever Scarlett does have taunt, damage taken is decreased by 3% for each debuff on the foe, up to a maximum of 10 debuffs. But that can get up to 30% as well. So a total of 90% of defense / damage reduction of the incoming attack. So she's going to be super tanky. And the other thing is she is the highest defense stat of anyone in the entire game. She has 1,378 defense when she's at 7 stars, gear 6, level 50, and that's actually higher than her attack number. So she's definitely not an attacker, but she is a fantastic tank. By the way, her high defense is why her awesomeness is so high. The calculation for awesomeness for any given character takes into account the defense, so because she has high defense, she's over 38,000 for her total awesomeness. So she also has a self-heal, which will heal herself for 35% of her max health, and then she'll have a chance to gain some heal over time buffs. That's fine, but a 35% heal is pretty solid, and it's only a 3-turn cooldown, so it's nothing crazy there. And then it also says if Scarlett had taunt, its duration is increased by 1. So she gains taunt if allies fall below 50% health, but if she uses this ability while she had taunt, she'll essentially gain taunt for 2 more turns. So it really becomes a 3-turn taunt instead of a 2-turn taunt, if that kind of makes sense. So even though it says its duration is increased by 1, it's really increased by 2. Just something I thought I should mention. Her second special ability is also really nice. It'll deal 115% damage. That's not really going to matter. She doesn't really do anything even when she critically hits, but she will clear all buffs from them, and if she had 65% or more health, she'll have a 70% chance to inflict the debuff equivalent for each buff cleared from the target. So this is really useful versus castle teams because you can remove one of their buffs. Like if Jester taunts and you're trying to kill Barnabas, you can clear the taunt from Jester and also flip some of his buffs, and then you can go after Barnabas. So it's really effective. I like it. It's a really solid ability, and it's also a 3-turn cooldown as well. Her basic ability doesn't really do too much, but it won't really matter. It'll deal 100% damage and has a 50% chance to inflict attack down 1 for 2 turns, plus 5% bonus chance for each debuff on them. That's fine, whatever. It's another debuff that pirates can use to boost their abilities. It isn't going to change the battle too much. So overall, she's got some really good abilities, and basically she's just a really great tank that is very difficult to kill. So what I did is I took her into arena at the different star levels and tested her out instead of just taking her straight to 7 and then doing testing. Basically, she's not great at lower star levels. Pretty much no tank is good at a low star level because their only job is to survive, and you really get a lot of health and defense and whatnot as you increase their star level. So she is kind of dependent on that. I think if she was like an attacker like Hank that's coming to the game soon, I think he might be useful and actually arena viable at, like, for example, 5 stars, because he's not dependent on having a high health number, because he can be protected by a tank like Scarlett, but Scarlett is the one doing the protecting, so she really does need to be at a high star level. I did win a couple battles with her while she was at 5 and 6 stars. The clip you're watching right now is her at 5 stars, but as you can see, she dies pretty often. But she really started to work well once I took her to 7, which, like I said, is to be expected for a tank. Now, I personally don't have the ideal team to run her in, which is a Buccaneer team, probably with a Valiant. I think right now the best team to run her with is Redbeard, Argenta, Cook Bart, Valiant, and then her. I think that team is really, really solid. Unfortunately, my Argenta is only 4 stars, and my Valiant isn't even unlocked. So I'm not personally able to test out this team, but someone in my Arena Shard, Clueless Savannah Hood, sent me this clip of that exact team. Everyone is at 7 stars. Gear 6 level 50, except for Redbeard, who is 6 stars. But other than that, this is a max team, and you can see it does really, really well. I think having that double tank of both Scarlett and Valiant is actually pretty effective. They're able to kind of trade taunts back and forth, so you can't focus on one character for too long, and then Bart is there to throw up his massive heal every other turn, and Redbeard has his cleanse, and then of course his big damage, and Argenta does a ton of damage as well. So I think this is probably going to be the best Pirate/Buccaneer team for the future, at least until we get Hank. I feel like Hank almost might replace Argenta. He might also work well in place of Valiant, but I do like the double tank. But we're just going to have to wait a few weeks for when Hank is released so we can test all these teams out. But for now, this looks like the best pirate team with the characters that we currently have available. She also sent me this clip of Scarlett in a maxed King's Court team, Barnabas, Jester, Magisto, and Brutus with Scarlett. And on full auto, this team tore through a pretty defensive team. It's got Redbeard, Argenta, Scarlett, Cook Bart, and Hiker, so a lot of heals there, and then of course a 7-star Scarlett. But yeah, she worked really well in this King's Court team. I think we're going to find that she'll probably work best in either a Pirate or a King's Court team. Pirates, of course, for all the synergies we mentioned earlier, and King's Court because it's just another taunt that will just keep bouncing the taunts around, and then Jester or Magisto can just heal that team right back up. I think a lot of combinations of Castle and Pirates with Scarlett, Redbeard, Magisto, Jester, Barnabas, Brutus, all those kinds of characters is going to be pretty effective. So thanks again to Clueless Event Hood for sending me this footage. It is much appreciated. So Scarlett also seems to be pretty effective with Lloyd minus 7 stars. Right here I'm using an interesting mix of Pirates and Ninjago. I've got Lloyd and Kai in there, both 7 stars. And then I've got Scarlett and Redbeard both at 7, and Cook Bart at 6. So this works well because Lloyd does his stealth at the start of the battle, and then once he falls below 50% health, she will taunt, which helps you keep Lloyd alive and allows you to actually get to his self-heal ability, or you can heal him up with Cook Bart. It's pretty effective, and I quite like that combo. Kai is there for the massive damage. He got much better with the last update. And when Redbeard is there, he has a chance to counterattack whenever Scarlett is damaged, and then that can lead to a lot of disarmed on the enemy team, which can really help you lock them down. So I think Scarlett is definitely going to help Lloyd be a little bit more effective after his nerf, at least in my personal team, while we're still waiting for Wu to come to the game. Scarlett is also going to work really well when paired with Aurora, because typically when you're going up against a team that does have Aurora, you generally want to take her out first, so she can't keep reviving people. But as soon as you get her to below 50% health, Scarlett will just taunt, and even if she is defeated, Aurora can bring her right back. So that combo right there is really nice as well. Unfortunately, Aurora's AI on defense is currently broken, and she won't always revive if she has it available. Sometimes she'll just use her basic, which is really weird, because I can't think of very many other characters that will just use their basic if they have a special ability available. So I hope that they plan to change that, because right now Aurora isn't super viable for defense, and lately I've been running someone else like Jester or Hiker in her place, and then a different set altogether. So currently this combo is great for offense, but not so much for defense. By the way, there was an in-game pop-up that showed a picture of Scarlett, and it said useful for the Master Wu event. So pirates are confirmed to be needed for Master Wu, and he's going to be a master event, so we're probably going to need 5 5-star pirates, including a 5-star set. Currently with my pirates, my Redbeard and Scarlett are both at 7, my Cook Bart will be there shortly, and then I plan to take Castaway to 7, and I'm currently farming Argenta all the way up. So that's going to be helpful for both the gold event every week, and also hopefully for the Master Wu event, so it's likely that I will be unlocking him when his event does come around. Okay, so how much did it cost to take Scarlett to 7 stars? Well, for me, it was right around 130. I bought the $30 pack that gave 75 tiles, and then I bought gems and opened the 2,000 packs in the store, the ones that cost 2,000 gems, and give a minimum of 25 tiles. Now, if your luck is pretty bad, it might end up costing more than that. I pulled a couple 50s and a 75. And I also had some other gems saved up as well. So I would probably say that 130 to 150 is probably going to be the mid-range. If you get really lucky and pull like a 200, it could possibly be under $100. But if you get really unlucky, it could be over 150. Before I end this video, I just want to show you this screenshot of the top 5 in the soft launch leaderboard right now. We don't even have Hank out yet, and it looks like Pirates are doing quite well in Arena. It's very likely that the meta will shift to Pirates or a Pirate Castle combo like the 5th team there. It's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out, and then interesting to see if Master Wu will make Ninjago effective against them as well. A lot to come, and I do plan to do more videos very shortly of Scarlett at 7 stars. I'll be doing more arena testing and whatnot. Alright, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching.